Yes, here it is, the Alienware M15, and I have been waiting so long for this, and I'm telling you now, it may be woo-worthy because it has been performing so well. Actually, I like it better than the 17-inch. Its thermals are better, its performance is better, even though they had a beefier graphics, but that's another story. Anyway, this is Alienware's entry into the thin, light, premium gaming segment, and this thing looks sexy AF. Have a look at it in the lunar white. Also get dark side of the moon, but that lunar white, the white, yeah, you just had me at lunar light. It is probably, for me at least, the best looking gaming specific laptop. You get the strip lighting, all that sort of thing. You get all the ports for gaming. This thing sports up to a 240 hertz display for super smooth butter-like gaming experience. Of course, I'll tell you about how I have to, play with the settings to get that smooth buttery result. More on that later. But you also have, of course, 9th generation CPUs, i5, i7, i9, so 45 watt parts, and 4 different graphics options: 1660 Ti full, RTX 2060 full, and then you have an RTX 2070 and an RTX 2080 Max Q option. The model I have here comes with 9th generation i7 9750H, 45 watt, 6 core part, RTX 2070 Max Q, and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now, 16 gigabytes RAM is the maximum at the moment. They are coming out with 32 gig. I don't know when, but they are. Of course, it's 15.4 inch display. You can get a 60 hertz full HD display, 144 hertz full HD display, and the one I have here is the 240 hertz full HD display. You also have the 4K OLED option. So if you're a content creator or something like that, this could be the way to go. Probably wait until you can get 32 gigs, but yeah, it's going to be awesome for content creation too. So with this, yes, you get the new Legend ID. As I said, I think it's super sexy. Everybody asks me Alienware all the time. Like, I don't get asked about any other laptop. Alienware, I always get asked, what is that? What is that? People just want to know. Now, being thin and light, you'd expect some compromises in performance, and I'm happy to say, not really. The performance of this is fantastic. I'll do a dedicated video for thermals, but the long and short of it is, in its stock configuration, the CPU is limited to 47 watts. You can set the GPU to overclock mode. Actually, let's go have a look inside. All right, so let's have a look at the overclock profiles. And what we can see here is, if we go to GPU, we go to the advanced view, it goes up to 87 degrees and 150 megahertz and 300 megahertz on the memory. So 150 on the core clock, 300 on the memory. And for the CPU, yeah, it's nothing really you can do with that. So really, you can only overclock the GPU. Now, overclock 1 profile is slightly different. Let's have a look. What do we got here? And that's 87 and 75 on the core clock and 150 on the memory. So yeah, there's a big difference there. So let's do overclock 2. Yeah, so you can set the GPU to overclock mode, but you can't change the CPU. It'll be 47 watts maximum. In this configuration, you have no throttling whatsoever. Not undervolted, not anything, because it's limited to 47 watts on the CPU. That can get pretty much max performance out of it. It never gets to its thermal limit. And even the CPU, it won't go up to 100. So you don't really thermal throttle as it is stock. Now, if you want to go more than 47 watts on the CPU, you'll have to go into Intel XTU and do that. Well, you might as well do an undervolt as well, right? Now, stock with the watt limit raised to, 90 watts, which obviously is not going to sustain 90 watts, then games like Battlefield, yes, the CPU will hit 100 degrees and back off a little bit to around, mid 3s, 3.5, 3.3, something like that. If you undervolt and have it at that 90 watt CPU limit, when I undervolted to minus 100 millivolts, I think I only seen the clock reduce from 4 gigahertz once, even playing Battlefield. So the thermals are really good on this for a thin and light. That's really good. And most people aren't going to undervolt, and most people aren't going to raise the wattage limit of the CPU. And in its stock configuration at 47 watts, you won't get any thermal throttling whatsoever. So because this has a 240 hertz display, well, I played all the games at medium. There's no point playing at high or ultra because you're not going to get the FPS to get the most out of this display. You want as high a frame rate as possible. So if you can get to 200, medium settings, looks good on a 15-inch display. Of course, it's an RTX 2070. We know how they perform. If you play at high or ultra settings, it's going to get you 100 frames per second, depending on the game, 90, 100. Overwatch, you'll get over 200 frames. But to get the most out of this display, I put a minus 100 millivolt on the CPU, because Razer are doing that and other companies are undervolting. I want to keep things fair in that regard. And I also got rid of the cap of the 47 watts. I put it up to 90 watts. So basically, it's just going to go as fast as it can go. And these are the results. Woof. Yes, we're getting killer results. Of course, if you want to raise it up to Ultra, you're going to get over 60 FPS. Pretty much every game Ultra, even Red Dead, it could nearly do that. But if you have the 240Hz display, most games you're going to have to put down to medium. If you get the 144Hz display, then you can put it up to high and you'll get, over 100 frames per second most sort of games. So yeah, I can tell you now, playing at this medium settings with this 240Hz display, when I'm getting frames over, up into the high hundreds, yeah, super butter smooth gaming. And in actual fact, this laptop is not that loud. It's only like 55 decibels, only like 5 decibels more than, say, a MacBook Pro or XPS 15. I've had other gaming laptops that are in the 60s. So I've got to say, it looks the part, it plays the part, it games hard, does what it says on the tin. Alienware, you've done really well with this one in terms of gaming. I probably would go myself for gaming, the 144Hz display, and then maybe put up the settings to high and ultra. There's nothing holding you back with this. In its stock configuration, you're getting pretty much the maximum out of the parts, although the CPU is limited to 47 watts. You're still getting great performance. And I had it in its overclock 1 mode, and you put it on silent mode. Oh, God, it's so quiet. And yeah, all right, you take a big haircut in performance, but it's still a great gaming performance in silent mode. And if you're a content creator, you could leave it in silent mode because you still get great performance. It's just, yeah, it's a great laptop. I will have a video on thermals, content creation, and the full review coming out soon. I gotta say, I was a little bit worried about this, but yeah, this thing's good. I like it. Catch you in the next one, guys. Tally ho.